been on the patches for about 3 years now. About 3 years ago, beautiful Mary Lou and Sky came into our med spa, and she, had a lab coat on, and she asked, "Is anybody here experiencing any significant pain?" And at the time, I had a torn rotator cuff. I had surgery scheduled in 90 days, and I told her, I said, I got a torn rotator cuff. I've got surgery scheduled in 90 days. I haven't been able to lift my arm above my head probably for about a month or so. What 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 could you possibly do for me, right? Because once we're told you got to have surgery, or once you're told that you just kind of go with what the doctor says. So she said, okay. So she pulls out these three patches. Two of them she puts on my shoulder. One of them was the ice wave, one tan, one white. And literally, I want to say I took maybe 3 or 4 blinks, and I was able to lift my arm above my head immediately, right? Which blew me away, right? And so I asked, right, what kind of sorcery is this, right? What do you do to my shoulder? And she said, this is a two-patch system called Ice Wave, and what it does is it blocks the pain receptors in your tissue. It acts like a Band-Aid for pain. She said that's not going to fix what's going on with your shoulder, though. She said that's just temporary. It's just like a Band-Aid. She said this other one's called the X39, and she went into how it worked. Just Navy SEAL Team 6 technology. It reflects the body's own infrared light back into itself, and it activates stem cell production. She said, I want you to consider trying them for the next 90 days because you've got surgery scheduled. What do you have to lose, right? So I said, okay, sure. She said, what do you know about stem cells? And I told her, I had limited knowledge about them, but I did have a quote for stem cell injection in my knees about 4 years prior to this, right? So, because it was like bone on bone. I played basketball all my life, and so I said, I got quoted quite a bit of money. It was like 30 grand for the stem cell injection, and I passed on it. And so I was a little concerned. I'm waiting on her to, tell me, hey, this is going to be something along the same lines. And she said, you can get a 30-day supply for $100. So I spent like $330. I got 90 days worth of patches. I bought a couple sleeves of those ice waves, and long story short, within 2 months, a month before my surgery, I canceled the surgery. So I haven't been back to the doctor since, and I've got full usage of the shoulder. And I think it's helped with my knees. So I hadn't played basketball in about 4 or 5 years before that, and it was just because of those, no cartilage, that bone-on-bone pain. And give me 1 second. I'm picking my son up from basketball. He's getting in the car right now. That's why
Oh,
I'm in the
I
car.
love that. You're a good dad. And the cool thing about this
call.
technology is we get to use it in
No.
real life, right? We get to put it on, wear it, and we get to experience the quality and improvements from it. So far you said your shoulder, you patched yourself out of a surgery, your knee, not really doing basketball, and now?
Right, yeah. So now I play basketball once every Sunday, 4 or 5 hours at a time. No knee braces, no ace bandages. I believe it's actually regrowing cartilage back in my knees. I played in a basketball tournament, and I got invited to play in a basketball tournament like with kids 20, 21, 22 years old, just because of how well I've been able to play, utilizing some of the sports performance enhancement patches as well. So it's kind of like turned back the hands of time significantly when it comes to just incorporating everything.
Aging backwards. So
Yep. It's been great.
Thank you for watching. And to learn more about this amazing technology, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.